Are you kidding me? Just a little guy. He ain't as big as a crankbait. All right, dude. There it is. Today, look at that little guy. I hear there's a lot of little ones to be caught here. I'm throwing a little bit deeper diver type crankbait right now, just going down the bank. We just showed up, folks, in the middle of the afternoon. We're here at beautiful Alamo Lake. And we're gonna go down the bank, see if we can't figure out what it takes to catch these fish. We're here towards the, in the fall, towards November, and we'll see what we can't do. I'm hoping maybe something will break loose. We'll find out what's going on. I hear a lot of little fish are being caught, but there's big ones in this lake, trust me, because I've been here when this lake has taken 18 to 20 pounds to win a tournament here. So without a doubt, the fish are here. I started on this deep water point. I just kind of wanted to go down, and we're heading towards the river area. And I thought with a little bit of the breeze that we have blowing, I might be able to get a couple of fish to bite on this crankbait. But I'm gonna work back into the cuts. I'm gonna try throwing some buzz baits, spinner baits if the wind's gonna blow. And then if we have to, we'll go to worms. But that's what you do when you first come to a lake. I want to cover a little bit of water, just kind of see what's going on. The water clarity is really not what I like. I like clearer water. It's dingy type water. So hopefully we'll figure out what it takes to catch these fish. And when you get that, you want to go to more of your brighter colors, your chartreuses, your bright whites, your things like that. And you can also go to your dark black colors, which I've got on as a buzz bait. But we'll try that and see what happens. We'll go down the bank, and I'm here just figuring it out just like everybody else would. Just show up to the lake and let's go fishing. That's what we're doing today, so we'll figure that out. Oh, there's one. There's one. The spinnerbait bass. Look at him busting in front of me there. Oh yeah, that's when it gets fun. Catch something bigger. That's a little bit bigger fish. Now we're starting to see a little bit bigger fish. They're not huge, but a little bit bigger than that. They're still jumping out there. Let's see if we can pop back out there and get another one. I'm throwing that Persuader spinnerbait with a little chartreuse in it so you can see it real good in this water. If they're gonna be busting shad like that, spinnerbait's about the best thing to throw out there. Hey, hey, hey. Is it possible? Is it possible? You see them all jumping? You throw the umbrella rig out there and catch one. Little umbrella rig bass. Look at, right off that point. The umbrella rig's a lot of fun to throw, and a lot of people call it the Alabama rig, but basically I've got 5 little swim baits hooked up. 3 of them are dummies. You got the little blades up here on this particular one that I'm throwing, and then down here I put some weights down there with some hooks on it and throw the little swim baits on that. And he tore that one up, but yeah, I'll see if I can get a little more out of it. That one looks like it could be about toast. I'll throw it out there a few more times. If they're hitting and they're busting shad like that, that's a fun bait. You can catch a fish or 2 on it. I'm telling you, it's a lot of fun to throw. One thing I love about fall fishing, man, and especially this time of year, we got a little bit of wind, but boy, if you can get out of the wind a little bit, and then the fish will push some of those shad up towards the end of the day or early in the morning, it is so much fun. You can throw top water and all kinds of stuff. We've been throwing that jig around, and then we just happened to come around the corner and see some shad action. Catch one on a spinnerbait and one on a umbrella rig. You gotta remember when these bass are chasing shad too, a lot of times, they're up, they chase them, and then, oh, there's one. I let it sink down a little bit and throbbed it. Came up and whacked it. Come on, buddy. Oh, you're done. A little bit bigger fish too on these things. Maybe we'll get lucky and catch a couple of them schooling up. But they're still not huge fish. We're still having a problem getting the big ones, but it's a lot of fun to throw this rig. I'm letting it sink a little bit. I got a little bit heavier weight on it, kind of getting it up underneath everything and seeing if they'll hit it. Whole thing is maybe getting this down up underneath them. Oh, there they are. Look at them, just busting in there. Little guys. It's okay, we're gonna get one right here. We're gonna get one right here. Come on. Come on. There's one. There's one. Little guy. Sometimes you can get them two at a time when you got two hooks on there. Look how little that fish is. That's what's chasing them shad right now. But it's still a lot of fun. He just ate that bait. I was throbbing it, and that's the thing, is a lot of times you can just take this bait and just throw it out there. But what I like to do is when I throw it out there, let it fall a little bit and just kind of pop the rod tip a little bit. And a lot of times you can get a bite on it doing that. I'm throwing it on 17-pound test line. You know, some guys will throw it with braid. I like it with 17 and good old heavy stick. Oh man, he acted like he wanted it and didn't get it. There's one. There's one. Watch him jump up in there and throw up in there. That's still a lot of fun. I don't care. Oh, that's not a bad. That's actually one of the bigger ones. You know, we threw jigs. We went to go into this because we see him chasing the shad. Come on, buddy. He's not big at all. About the size of the whole crew there. But this can be a lot of fun to throw, especially when the big ones are in there. But you can still get to those big ones sometimes by letting it sink. That's what I was doing, was letting it sink. You know, it's about 20-foot water back in here, so throwing it up there, just kind of letting it sink and pulsating it through, you're hoping there's got to be a big one down there feeding on some of them shad. There's one. There's one. On that underspin. Well, the underspin does work. I went to something a little different, a single, that little half-ounce underspin, and put just a little bait on it, about the size of the shad they've been going after, hoping I can get it up underneath some of those bait balls down there. And coming back down through this area, I thought maybe we could luck out and get us a bigger fish. Get underneath that bait ball, sometimes you can catch some of those bigger fish. That umbrella rig's fun to throw though. It's addicting, but I want to see if I can get something a little bit bigger maybe down below. This time of year, these fish really do like to school up. They'll start schooling up. It's in the clear water. You can start spooning for them, and you know, you'll go to areas where they're just blasting, and a lot of it, too, I think, a lot of it is these fish will school up in sizes. It's crazy, but we got to find where the big ones are. Well, it's starting to get a little dark on us. We're going to come back out in the morning. We're staying the night here at Alamo Lake. Come back out in the morning. I'm going to try a little top water and see if I can change things up a little bit, maybe catch a bigger fish. Had a lot of fun. Came out here. We went across a lot of water and threw a bunch of different baits at them and caught fish, just nothing big. So we'll figure out what we can do tomorrow, maybe to catch a bigger bite. I really think if we can get a couple of topwater bites, we're going to catch some nice fish, but we'll see. We'll try it tomorrow and see if we can't catch a fish. Yep. Are you kidding me? Getting my blue shoes all wet. Woo, the wind is blowing out there. You can see which way the wind's blowing It's actually blowing up against the other side of the bank over there. You know, you hear professional fishermen talk all the time about, wow, I was catching fish in this area and they had 3-footers, 4-footers on the lake from the bad winds and it blew my area out. This is what we're talking about. You take wind like this that blows that kind of, that hard, and it actually makes it real muddy on that side of the bank, for example. That might have been clear yesterday, but now that the wind's blowing and knocking those 2-footers and 3-footers up against the bank back over there, what's happening is that's when it starts blowing the area out. You go over there and all of a sudden it's really chocolate milk. And so what you do in a situation like that is obviously you have to move out of the area. It's muddied up the water. You either have to try different techniques in that area and fight the wind, or what I prefer to do is, if you like still using the same techniques and you can catch them in other areas of the lake, go across where the wind's not blowing so hard, and you can actually see, especially as low as this lake is, there's about a foot more clarity in the water on this side of the lake versus that side of the lake. Now, if there's a mud line and you've got clear water and it's just creating a mud line, that's not so bad, because a lot of times you can catch them on the mud line. But what's happening is you got the whole lake coming down this way, and it's been windy now all night long, and it's still blowing pretty hard out there. So it's blowing all the mud down, all the dirty water into those areas. So when you hear somebody talk about, oh, it blew my, the wind blew my area out, that's what it is it just made it like chocolate milk. And Lake Mead is really bad for that. Fishing the US Open many years, there's a lot of guys that say go up into the Overton arm, and the water's dirty already up there somewhat, stained. And you get into an area and then all of a sudden it's just like chocolate milk, and it like shuts the fish off. So the best thing you can do is just go find, areas that the wind hasn't blown so much of the mud into the area, and try to catch fish in different areas. Or change your techniques to figure out what it's gonna take to catch fish in that dirty water. Got that one. I got that one. He's not a big one. That little Texas rig. That's what's down there thumping us right there. That's what's down there thumping us right there. We're back out here in the morning, still catching little fish. There's a ton of little fish. They've had a good spawn at Alamo Lake. But like I said, fun place to bring the kids. It's a fun place to get away from, a lot of the pleasure boaters and stuff, where you can get out here and fish. This lake's 2,200, 2,300 acres. So, and it's really low right now. It's not a very big lake, but it's a lot of fun. You can go down and hit points and things like that. That's what we're doing right now is fishing some points. I started out this morning, went to that other stuff, just couldn't catch him, and so I'm getting bit consistently on the weed pig here from Arizona Custom Baits. It's just trying to hook them a whole different ball game. I'm throwing a 3/8 ounce weight with a little bead, okay, so I can, in this dirty water, I can get that little crawdad clack. Now remember, because I'm throwing tungsten with that little bead there, I like to throw a little bobber stop up there, so that glass and that, or actually not the glass, that's a plastic bead, but that brass and stuff doesn't hurt the knot on the, right there where you tie it to the hook. So it's kind of got a little sponge to it, but I still get that little clack. You can almost hear it. But anyways, it works pretty good. Now, here's another thing I'm throwing. I don't know if you've ever seen anything like this, but it's called a trapper hook. Look at that hook. Every time it gets them right there in the corner. Now, it's hard to get the hook out of the fish. Believe it or not, we get the sense of the wide gap, but then it's got the little tiny bend like that. It looks like somebody took a pair of pliers and really hurt the hook, but believe it or not, it's a new hook. It's been out for a couple of years now, but it really hooks the fish. And so that's a little 3/0 hook there we're using, trapper hook. But I'll tell you, that with the weed pig here, just green pumpkin, that's all I'm throwing. I'm getting a lot of bites, and you're gonna get a lot of those bites where those fish are thumping it, and finally you'll get a good one, hopefully. Now, I've been fishing anywhere from 0 to 25 foot of water. It doesn't seem to really matter. I think we're just gonna have to cover a lot of water to hopefully catch a decent sized fish. I'm getting out here on points, I'm dragging out a little bit, and it's been really windy today. When we first hit on the water, we had 2-3 footers out here on such a small lake. That was crazy. I couldn't believe how bad the wind was blowing. It looks like it's trying to lay down a little bit where we might be able to fish the lake a little bit. So hopefully we'll be able to hit some of this wood. I'll flip into some of this wood and see what we can't get. But right now I'm gonna fish some of these points. It seems like a lot of the fish are schooling up right now too. You know, like last night when we were out here, they're schooling up eating on them shad. But I wanted to see if I could get a bigger fish. So that's why I was going to the worm here. But it seems like our bigger fish has still come off the umbrella rig when they're chasing them shad. I'll tell you what, it's been a rough morning. The wind has been outrageous. It's hard to find a way to get out of the wind, but you got to come try Alamo Lake. Check it out. It's an awesome spot. It's like I said, it's a fisherman's paradise normally, and like we caught a lot of fish. I mean, just didn't get the big ones that we needed. A lot of it might have had to do at the front, things like that. But we tried different depths of water, and that's what you need to do. Try different areas. We went from all the way up where the trees are all the way down to the dam. Didn't seem to matter what depth of water we were in. It seemed to catch the same size fish, but the big fish are in here. Trust me, I've caught them. You know, the last time I was here in the spring, I had a 5-pounder right off the bat in a tournament, so I know they're here. But it's just one of those deals. You can't always catch the big ones. We had a good time here at Alamo Lake. Come check it out. Thanks for joining us on the show. Hopefully the next time you see me, we won't be in winds like this. But I'll tell you, this is part of the deal of being a tournament angler. A lot of times you have to fish this kind of stuff and learn how to fish it. And sometimes you got to try to make wind your friend, but this is beyond that. I mean, when you're taking waves over the bow, things like that, it makes it a little tougher. It puts you in pockets and cuts where sometimes the fish may not always be there. You gotta actually put yourself in this stuff. But thanks for joining us on the show. We'll see you next week. I'm Johnny Johnson.
Now, see, that's what I'm talking about, folks.